Hey, let me ask you this. How confident are you in the job you have? How secure do you feel in that job? Just asking. Okay? Are you that confident that you will not be replaced in the next year? Simple question. I tuned into a YouTube podcast the other day, and it was called Real Everyday Finances. And I'm not exaggerating. The two hosts, they started the show by talking about your current portfolio of bonds and stocks and, whatever. And I couldn't help but wonder, and I'm being dead serious on this, whose real life finances are you talking about? What real world are you in? Because the majority of people I know, okay, and I've known during my lifetime, and I'm 75 years old, and I'm talking about the percentages back me up on this. Majority of people don't own stocks. They don't own bonds. And they're lucky if they have enough in their savings to handle a $1,000 emergency. So, let's talk about real finances. Hello, from Olympia. My name's Bill. Little creature behind me, can you see her? Maggie. Thought I'd start with a little goat video because that's pleasant. The rest of this video is not going to be pleasant news, and this may be the last time I do a negative video like this, because I'd much rather just talk about simple living, slow living, intentional living, things that point us in the right direction. And right now, the U.S. is not in the right direction. I just did a video, and I apologize. I'm going to apologize. About a week ago, about 5 reasons why people are broke and what they can do about it. And I just screwed up. I'm sorry. I was in a hurry. I didn't realize how loud the background music was. I goofed. My mistake. So I'm going to touch on those 5 things in this video, but I just want to talk about a broader picture. I don't know how many of you I'm talking to. I would venture to guess 75% of the population this applies to. Let me tell you a quick story. And I'm not going to go into a whole bunch of specifics about the economy. All you have to do is get out of bed, okay, on any given day, and you'll know how bad the economy is. But 1968, I got a summer job, Teamster job, okay? I'm 17 years old. I got I'm sorry, 68, I was 19 years old. Got a summer Teamsters job, and I was making $10 an hour. That's 1968. Let me ask this question. I mean, I can't see the show of hands, but let's do an imaginary show of hands. How many of you are working for $10 an hour right now? Because there's some states where $10 an hour isn't even, that's not even the minimum wage level. Oh my God. I don't even know where to start. The 5 things I talked about, why people are broke right now, and I'm talking about the majority of people who are having money problems. It's either because their mortgage is too high, okay? They're spending too much money on food, or the cost of food is too high. They're spending too much money on transportation. They are spending too much money on credit cards. And the 5th reason is because their idea of spending is all out of whack. They don't understand that how things were done in the past, that day is gone, guys. It's gone. Okay, I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. You need to hear this. The American dream is gone. Okay? If you're a 16, 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old and you think you're going to go out there and get a great paying job and you're going to have enough money for a mortgage to buy a house and pay for a car and get married and have 2 kids, not going to happen. For the majority of Americans, it can't happen. The deck is stacked against the American dream. There's no friggin' way. Okay, used to be 60s, 70s. Mortgage averaged about 30% of what a person was making in a year, or what a family income was. Mortgage would be about 30%. Now it's 65%, 70, closer to 70. I mean, you can do the math. You know, if you're making $20 an hour, I'm going to try to do this with my old brain. $20 an hour, 40-hour a week, that's $800 a week. That's $3,200 before taxes per month, which puts you, what, 36, like in the $40,000 a year before taxes. And if you're paying a mortgage of $2,000 a month, there's $24,000 right off the bat. Then we have to talk about the cost of car upkeep, cost of car insurance. We have to talk about the price of food. A box of Cheerios today costs, I was just at the store, $7.69 for a family size of Cheerios. Okay, Cheerios. A 12-pack of pop was $9. Diet Pepsi. I don't have to tell you. Food prices, I don't know what the specific percentage is, but I would be willing to bet in the last year food prices have almost doubled. Almost. So where's the help going to come from? Not from Washington, D.C. And I say this in all honesty. I don't care whether you're a Republican. I don't care whether you're a Democrat. I don't care whether you're an independent. The help is not coming from Washington, D.C. because the system is broken and they don't know how to fix it. And you know I'm right. Deep down inside, you know I'm right. Okay? If you want to talk about, we can talk parties if you want. Reagan deregulated big business, deregulated banking. Okay? We are in a mess right now because of what Reagan did. You want to go on the Republicans or on the Democratic side? Let's talk about Bill Clinton and the NAFTA treaty, which prompted so many of our major corporations, like they needed big prompting, so many of our corporations to make their product overseas in foreign countries where the labor is cheaper. I've said before, Teamster's job, $10 an hour. The Teamsters are still around. Good luck getting a Teamster's job. I mean, you almost have to put it in your will that my son will take over my job upon my death, and then hope the Teamsters honors that. I'm joking, of course, but you're not going to. Longshoremen's union. The unions are weakening. They've weakened under Reagan. Reagan purposely busted up unions so that business could make more, corporations could make more. Look it up, guys. I'm not making this crap up. And I don't care. This is the election. I don't care if Biden's elected or not. I don't care if Trump's elected. It's not going to make damn bit of difference. The cards are stacked against you. And there's no one. Superman is not coming. Okay? If you think Superman is coming to solve your problems, your financial problems, it may be too late for some of you. If you're in your 20s or 30s, you still have time to turn it around. Okay? But you have to get a hold of your spending. And you have to make some major decisions. If your mortgage is too high and you can't afford to pay rent on an apartment, and you can't afford to buy a house, then you might need to get creative. I live in a shuttle bus, and I've got the money to pay for an apartment rent, but I'm not getting caught in that trap. I live in a shuttle bus. And don't think I'm an extremist, guys. I played this game. I am Mr. American Dream for 50 years. I finally woke up and smelled the dog poop. Okay? mortgage, do something drastic. If you have to rent an apartment, rent it with a relative and split the cost. Do something. But don't continue to pay $2,000-$3,000 a month and hope that those prices are dropping. They're not going to drop. Not going to drop. Okay. Food, change your way of eating. You can't afford to eat filet mignon anymore. Can't do it. Sorry. Not going to happen. You may not be able to afford to grill hamburgers. Sorry. Not going to happen. Credit cards, if you are still using credit cards, and if those credit cards are like 15, 20, 25% interest, you're a fool. I don't know what else to tell people. I've got friends that say, well, I only keep my credit cards for convenience. Convenience equals spending, and spending equals paying more than what the item costs, and you're never going to catch up. Never. And that ties into all the things we just said. If you can't meet your mortgage, or if you barely meet your mortgage, you don't have enough money for food, people are using credit cards to buy food. They're using credit cards to buy necessities of life, to pay for heat. No win. No win and no mas. No more. Credit cards, get rid of them. What else did I say? Transportation. Can you take public transit? This might hurt your ego a little. Okay, but if you're driving a Ford F-350 that gets 10 miles to the gallon and you don't need it, transportation. Do you need it? Can you take a bus? Can you take public transportation? Can you walk? I don't know. Can you get in a carpool? Do something. You can't keep going. Oh my God. Here's what I'm talking about, okay? And there are so many problems associated with this fact that Americans don't want to seem to make the change, a big change, a painful change, a change that's going to make some difference, but it's going to hurt. You know, there are places in this country like Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, where you can live a lot cheaper. There are places, there are towns where you can live on $1,500 a month. Now we're talking. But even knowing that, a lot of people won't do it. They'd rather go into debt and eventually go into declare bankruptcy than they would want to move to a town in Kansas that they could afford. Tough decisions, guys. You got to make them. God, I hope I don't sound. What is it? Peter? Who was the Sky is Falling? Sky is Falling. Who was that? I don't know. Chicken Little. I hope I don't sound like that, but I don't see any good signs with the economy. Could someone point them out for me, please? Because I'm not seeing them. The economy sucks. The politicians are literally bought and paid for. Okay? Please don't pretend like you don't know that. Well, I heard some unbelievable figure that the House of Representatives and the Senate, each politician in those two bodies has on average some ridiculous figure like 25 special interest group representatives. Each member has, there's that many power brokers and you know, special interest representatives in Washington D.C. trying to get their bills passed for their corporation. Big medicine. Are you telling me that Canada can sell meds so much cheaper than the United States and that you can come up with a logical reason for it? There is no logical reason, okay? Big medicine is bought and paid for, and you are paying for it. I am so sorry if you're a farmer or a rancher. We're going to get down to the point where there are only, you know, a handful of major farming corporations in this country, and they're going to be owned by foreign countries. China's buying a property like crazy. If you're a small farmer or small rancher, God bless you. And if you're someone who is not spending money to support a small farmer, a small business, or a small rancher, get with the program. We need to stick together as a country, as countrymen. We need to have each other's backs, and it needs to start soon. What am I predicting? I'm predicting a crash. I think the United States economy is going to crash. Our fiat currency, supported by the United States dollar, is going to crash sooner rather than later. And if that doesn't get it, the global warming crisis will. Hope I'm wrong, but I'm not. Okay? I'm done with the negativity. I have said my piece. I feel better just knowing that you are now at least aware of some things, so that maybe you can go out and do some studying on your own. Hopefully you make the changes. Okay? Next time out, we'll talk about simple living. Over. Bye.